Good afternoon and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. We are here today. It is Thursday, September 14th. It is 2:51 p.m. following the Commission's regularly scheduled business meeting. And we are here on the petition of the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff to revoke certificates of certain motor carriers for non-payment of registration fees and/or for failure to maintain and file evidence of insurance. Who's appearing on behalf of the applicant ORS today?
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the Commission. My name is Ben Mustian on behalf of ORS today.
Thank you, Mr. Mustian. And I see none of the respondents to the petition here in the hearing room. So, Mr. Mustian, you are recognized to proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Call Ms.
I'm
Dina.
sorry. I need to do roll call of the commissioners.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioner Justin Williams, Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Carolee Williams, Commissioner Caston, Chair Belser, and with us virtually we have Commissioner Irvin. Now, Mr. Mustian, thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Would call Ms. Dina Lusk.
Ms. Lusk, if you'll raise your right hand for the court reporter to swear you in, please.
Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Ms. Lusk, if I can go ahead and get you to pull that microphone up to you so that everybody can hear you well. And then once you get situated, if you could please state your name and business for the record, excuse me.
Yes. My name is Dina Lusk. My business address is 1401 Main Street, Columbia, South Carolina.
And by whom are you employed and in what capacity?
I'm employed by the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff as the Transportation Specialist in the Broadband Communication and Safety Department.
And Ms. Lusk, what are your duties in that position?
In part, I am responsible for managing the vehicle registration, fee process, and insurance filing of motor carriers. I also serve as the custodian of business records for the Transportation Department.
And Ms. Lusk, what is the purpose of your testimony in today's proceeding?
The purpose of my testimony is to provide information related to motor carriers that have failed to pay annual vehicle registration fees and/or fail to file proof of insurance with ORS.
And Ms. Lusk, do you know if the state statutes and commission rules and regulations require carriers to pay those vehicle registration fees?
Yes. Section 58-23-560 states that holders of Class A, B, or C certificates must annually before January 1st of each year pay the Office of Regulatory Staff a fee of $50 per vehicle.
Okay. And do state statutes and the commission regulations require carriers to file proof of insurance?
Yes. Commission Regulation 103-171 states that evidence of bodily injury and property damage insurance will be filed on a Form E, Uniform Motor Carrier Bodily Injury and Property Damage Liability Certificate of Insurance. And Commission Regulation 103-174 states that evidence of cargo insurance will be filed on a Form H, Uniform Motor Carrier Cargo Certificate of Insurance. Additionally, Section 58-23-910 requires applicants for motor vehicle certificates of operation of motor vehicle carriers to obtain liability and property damage insurance or a reasonable alternative, and states that such insurance must be kept in full force and effect, and failure to do so is cause for the revocation of the certificate.
And Ms. Lusk, in connection with the petition that ORS filed in this case, there were 4 exhibits. Could you please briefly describe those exhibits for the commission?
Yes. The first document is a copy of Petition Exhibit A, which I prepared and was filed with the petition on June 14th, 2023. And this exhibit lists carriers that were out of compliance for non-payment of vehicle registration fees to the ORS. The second document is a copy of Petition Exhibit B. This exhibit lists carriers that were out of compliance for failure to have evidence of insurance on file with ORS. And the third document is a copy of Petition Exhibit C. This exhibit lists carriers that were out of compliance for non-payment of vehicle registration fees and for failure to have evidence of insurance. And the fourth document is my affidavit, which was filed as Petition Exhibit D.
Okay. And Ms. Lusk, are you aware, have the certificated holders that are listed in those exhibits been afforded notice of this hearing?
Yes, a copy of the petition and all exhibits were mailed to each of the carriers listed. And additionally, it was my understanding a notice of the hearing in this case was mailed to the commission staff, or mailed by the commission staff to each of the carriers or their registered agents.
Okay. And Ms. Lusk, in response to the petition, have you had any response from the carriers?
Yes, of the 162 carriers that were listed in Exhibits A, B, and C to the ORS petition, 49 carriers have now filed appropriate documentation with the ORS. 14 carriers had their certificates canceled. 3 carriers were granted temporary suspensions of their certificates by the commission. Additionally, 1 carrier has been removed from revised petition Exhibit C because they were never issued a certificate. And as of today, 95 carriers remain out of compliance.
Okay. And Ms. Lusk, in preparation for the hearing today, did you prepare revised exhibits A, B, and C?
Yes.
Okay. And could you please briefly describe those documents for the commission?
Yes, I prepared the revised petition Exhibit A, B, and C this morning by verifying the names and the information again. Revised petition Exhibit A lists the 37 carriers that still have not provided payment for vehicle registration fees and have not had their certificates canceled or temporarily suspended. Revised Exhibit B lists the 7 carriers that still have not provided proof of insurance and have not had their certificates canceled or temporarily suspended. Revised Exhibit C lists the 51 carriers that still have not provided payment for vehicle registration fees or have not provided proof of insurance and have not had their certificates canceled or temporarily suspended. I would note that 2 of the carriers listed on the original petition Exhibit C have provided proof of insurance but still remain out of compliance for failure to pay vehicle registration fees.
Okay. And Ms. Lusk, with respect to those two carriers, could you just briefly describe those 2 carriers for the commission?
Yes. Carriers Wanda Gavin and Sullivan's Non-Medical Transportation, SNMT LLC, both provided proof of insurance after ORS filed its petition in this matter. However, both of those carriers still have not provided payment for vehicle registration fees.
Okay. And just to make sure I understand, because those carriers partially came into compliance, they've been moved from the original Exhibit C to the revised Exhibit A to reflect that they still have not paid their registration fee. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Chair, at this time, I believe I've already provided the commission with copies of the revised exhibits and would ask that they be entered into the record as, I believe, the first hearing exhibit.
Revised exhibits A, B, and C will be a composite exhibit and marked for identification as hearing exhibit number 1 and admitted into the evidence of this case.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Lusk, what are ORS's recommendations in this matter?
ORS recommends that the Commission revoke the certificates of the carriers listed in revised Exhibits A, B, and C for their failure to comply with the licensing and vehicle registration fee requirements and/or their failure to comply with the insurance requirements of the statutes and regulations.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Lusk. Please answer any questions the commissioners may have.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Lusk? Hearing none. Mr. Mustin?
Nothing further, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Lusk, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you know that I said excused and not stand down. Nothing further, Mr. Mustin?
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you very much. If there's no further evidence in this proceeding to come before the commission, and I hear none, we are adjourned. Thank you.